Here in Philadelphia, Citizens Bank Park, the show has an NL East matchup. It's the Miami Marlins taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. And this is the rubber match.
And these games can really shape your season, Boog. You always want to come through when you have a chance to win a series. That'll boost confidence amongst the entire organization.
First pitch coming your way next. Almost ready to get underway. And on the hill for the Phillies, Ranger Suarez. And Singy, it's unique these days, but he's more of a pitch-to-contact type of guy.
Yeah, Boogie, he doesn't rely too heavily on the strikeout. He knows he needs to miss barrels, get some soft contact, let the defense do work behind him. And I think a guy like that can keep a good tempo, don't give hitters time to adjust or think. They could move through a ball game, and you look up, they're in line for a quality start. We'll see what he's got in this one.
Ouch, that one drilled him. The throw is still in time, and they do get the third out of the inning. And 1-2-3 go the Marlins. So now the Phillies offense will see what they can do. No score. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back here with my pal Singy, and towing the slab here, Edward Cabrera. And Chris, pitching on the road has not been particularly kind to him.
Yeah, and you don't want to be too quick to say that he can't pitch on the road. Sometimes, you know, it's just a matter of luck. It's not having a feel difference between the bullpen mound to the mound out there on the playing field. Don't know what it is, but I know this. He's got good enough stuff to overcome and get it done on the road as well as at home. So we'll see what he's able to do in this one.
In the dirt. Nothing happening on the bases, though. Conine, the runner at third. Bright at second. Scott on at first with 2 down. Next offering in there for a strike. And the count is 0-2. And a foul ball. He stays alive.
Yeah, he can move the ball around, add and subtract, get some weak contact at times. So you don't worry as much about him in this situation. Very capable of getting a ground ball and get out of this little jam.
2 outs. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Swings and misses at the breaking ball in the dirt. Real Muto up with it. Fires to first. In time. Kyle Schwarber comes up to hit here.
The designated hitter, Kyle Schwarber.
2-2 down. Roll to short. Possible 2-ball. Safe at second. And the batter will be the shortstop, Mason Wynn. 0 for 2 in this one. And that's in for a strike.
Here's an opportunity. If you're going to get back in this game, you have to take advantage of this situation. This feels like their chance.
And it's even up.
Outside.
And there's a ball.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
And he deals. Well struck left field. That one's carrying. Nice grab on the run. Runner tags at second, and it throws offline. Safe at third.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
JT Realmuto steps in.
1-1-1.
Hit hard on the ground is short. Tosses to first. That ends the frame. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're headed. Well, this game isn't very close, Singy. Let's see if we got any messages from those tuning in today.
I know we got some good stuff in there.
Singy, did anybody ever give you the silent treatment?
I don't remember that they did. I think they were pretty cool with me in terms of celebrating my rookie year. First home run came in Anaheim against the Angels. And I always love to watch now, though, especially when that player is unsuspecting. You know, some guys, they've been around long enough to know there's a good chance I'm going to get the silent treatment. But when that player has maybe been grinding it out for a little while and finally gets that home run, is expecting the big lift coming into the dugout, and they just stonewalling, it's awesome.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. And here is Mason Wynn. Swings through that one.
Now, this guy is just filling up the strike zone right now. Don't want to get yourself in an 0-2 hole. You better be ready to pull the trigger on the first pitch.
And that's off the outside edge. And that's ball one.
Ball.
One out, base is empty. Fastball is outside.
3-1.
Next offering is in for a strike.
Full count.
That's a good at bat right there. He was down early in that plate appearance. Works the walk.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2 pitch, and I tell you what, he earned that walk.
So man aboard, Connor Norton. The next runner takes off. That's in for a strike. No throw. He's in there safely. That's 50 stolen bases for him this year. Runner goes again. Got him swinging. No throw. Safe at third. It's a stolen base. And the league leader in stolen bases does it again. So it's their last chance in this one. Now here's the Marlins DH, Jesus Sanchez.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you get hurt.
And this gets away from Real Muto. The tag, and that's the ball game. And your final 11-3 for Chris Singh. From inside Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida, the show brings you a matchup of division rivals. It's the New York Mets taking on the Miami Marlins. Today, all eyes are on the mound as we've got a pitcher who's been absolutely on fire lately. In fact, in his recent outings, he's been nearly untouchable, Singy.
Oh, you're not kidding, Boog. Opponents have looked lost against this guy, and the way he's pitching, it doesn't look like he's slowing down anytime soon.
First pitch coming at you right after the break. All right, just about set to go. Our starting pitcher in this one, Max Meyer. And Chris, he's a guy that gets better when things get tough.
Yeah, his batting average against is actually better when he's in a jam. So we'll see if he continues to dance his way out of danger.
Here's Jesse
Batting
Winker.
second, the designated hitter, Jesse Winker.
Here's a 1-2. Ground ball could be two. There's one. Plenty of time at first. That's a double play.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
So one out, nobody on. Mason Wynn, the next up for the Marlins. Pitch misses there, and that is ball one. Canning, a former Gold Glove winner, he features a four-seam fastball, a changeup, a slider, a slurve, and he works in a two-seamer. Swing and a base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
He went up there and got it. With 2 strikes, I'm not going to leave this in the umpire's hands. I'm going to be aggressive. It was in a location where you could get those arms extended that he loves to do. So nice job right there coming back in that at bat.
And now for the Canning checks the runner, and he's back in easily.
This might be a steal situation, but that's not your average catcher behind the dish. You have to be careful here.
Here comes the pitch. There goes the runner from first. Strike in there. And that's a stolen base, not even close. And that's another stolen base for the league leader.
I think that steal kind of sets the tone, not just for this game, but for the entire series. First inning, game 1. So that kind of tells me they're going to be aggressive on offense and try to force the issue whenever they can.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's...
Move to second. Win. Back on a dive. Another throw to second. Oh, and he got him this time. So 2 down. And up next for Miami, Mason Wynn. 1-for-1 with a single so far. Fastball is outside. Wynn goes 5 feet 11 inches, 185 pounds, and he was a 2nd-round pick in 2020. They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away. And another ball.
3-0.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Down the line, it's a base hit. Throw in holds the lead runner at second. 2 on now with 2 away. Francisco Lindor comes up to the plate.
Francisco Lindor.
To short, could be 2. Acuna has it for 1. Over to first, safe.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this point. Canning back to work. In the air, left field, down the line. Durant makes the catch, and there's 1 gone.
Now batting.
First and second, 2 outs. David Fry digs in now. Here's a 1-2. And he grounds 1 to the right side. Acuna. 3rd out, and that ends the frame. So they're able to work around a pair of walks in the inning. We go to the bottom half of inning number 6, and the 5, 6, 7 slots due up. It's the Marlins 3 and the Mets 1. Now it's the shortstop, Mason Wynn. Pitch kicks away from Alvarez. And the runners will move up.
Well, Boog, it's already been a tough start to this inning as it is, and that wild pitch is going to make things even tougher. 2 men in the scoring position now, still with nobody out. So this really becomes a strikeout situation on the mound. In the infield at the corners, don't be surprised to see them come home first and prevent that run from scoring.
Next offering is in for a strike.
That's the ball.
With the go-ahead run at third, here at the bottom of the 7th. That one clips the outside corner, and the count is even 2-2. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time a little anxious.
Now up to hit Francisco Lindor. Righty delivers.
1-1-1.
And a base hit. Man at first, nobody out. So up next for New York, Francisco Alvarez. And a 1-2. Ground ball right side, could be 2. To second for 1, and it's over his head. Left fielder's right there, though, and no one moves up.
Second baseman definitely have some pretty tough throws to make when they're trying to feed the shortstop at second for a double play turn because of the angles and difficult footwork. So it's always a difficult play, but one that needs to be made. When your pitcher gets you that ground ball that can be a double play, it's a killer when you can't get at least one out of it.
Back here in Little Depot Park, bottom 9. Here's the shortstop at the play, Mason Wynn. And that clips the inside corner. Buto, 26 years old, and he was born in Venezuela. Next offering is fouled back. And that's off the inside edge. Ball 1.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you get hurt.
That's a hit. And a good start to the inning.
Now batting,
Connor Norby getting ready to hit.
Norby.
Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. Wynn aboard here at first with nobody out. Here's the pitch. Runner on the go. Got him swinging for the strikeout. And there's no throw. He's in there at second with a stolen base. And that extends his lead for the most stolen bases in baseball. He's 2 outs away. Jonah Bride, the next up for the Marlins. 1 out and a runner at second. Here's the pitch. Runner on the move. That's in for a strike. And the throw, he's out at third.
Well, I could see he had a big lead out there at second base, so it wasn't a shock when he took off. But trying to steal third right there is kind of risky, man. You're already in scoring position, so you've got to make sure that you can make it there safely. That wasn't.
And welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us. The show has an NL East matchup. It's the New York Mets taking on the Miami Marlins. Biggest story in this one is just how dominant his pitching has been, Singy. He's been in complete control in recent starts.
So much confidence on the bump, Boog. Painting corners, changing speeds. He's been an absolute nightmare for would-be hitters.
We'll be back for the first pitch right after this. One down. Mason Wynn will hit next. Singing, he's never finished the season with more stolen bases in his entire career. Swings through the sweeper.
0-1.
And it's fouled away.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
1 out, base is empty. And that's a strikeout. Mike Fillmore says he went around. So the batting order
Now
turns
batting,
over.
left fielder,
Now batting Jarren Duran.
Duran.
On the ground, into the outfield, base hit. Here comes Alvarez around third. Safe, and they lead by 3.
Well done. Drives in the run. Just
Now
kept
batting,
it simple. Played
second
pepper
baseman,
with the middle of the infield.
Base is empty, 1 away. Stepping in, the long ball threat, Pete Alonso. On the ground to the left, Wynn. To first, and that takes care of Alonso. So 1 out with 2 aboard. Mason Wynn, the next up for the Marlins. Just missed.
Here's an opportunity. If you're going to get back in this game, you have to take advantage of this situation. This feels like their chance.
And a big swing and a miss. Martinez, the lead runner at second. Scott over at first with 1 away. Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you can get hurt.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one.
He's locked in at the plate when he's using the whole field. He was out in front there. Just needs to let the ball travel a little more, and his timing will be back on track. Good pitch for the strikeout.
Next offering is in for a strike.
Well, he didn't like those first 2 pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
Look out! And it hit him. He had 2 strikes on him,
Now
and he hit
batting,
him.
third baseman.
So a man at first. And the batter now, Connor Norby. You talk about the power and the speed together.
Well, we knew he was going to be a stud just coming up, making his way through the minor leagues.
Runner on the move. Pitch misses. Safe in second with a stolen base. And the league leader in stolen bases does it again. Chris, his wheels were the difference maker on that play. Just got in there.
Yeah, with StatCast's help, we see his top speed on this stolen base, and that's a big number. I mean, man, he really made his athleticism work for him on that one.
Right through there for a strike. 1 out and a runner at second here in the bottom of the 6th. And that is a good eye on a pitch down low. 3-2 now. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Runner on the go again. In there for strike 3. Out at third. And that ends the inning. Here's the catcher for the Mets, Francisco Alvarez. On the ground to short. Win. Slings it across. That's the 3rd out. So first and second with 1 gone. Mason Wynn, the next up for the Marlins. Squirts away a little bit.
0-1's the count.
And a pitch. Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
Well, he's going to have some thinking to do when he leaves the ballpark after this one. That was his third strikeout, and this one looking, obviously, so he's been a little overmatched. He's got to find a way just to be more competitive up there at the plate.
Out to short. Just got him, and he was burning up the baseline.
Good late bite on that slider. Got the hitter out in front, rolled over on it. Exactly what it was.
Runner at first with 2 away. And now here's Jeff McNeil. Hit on the ground to short. Over to first. And the inning is over. 10-zip your final in this one. Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. Today, the finale of this 3-game weekend set. It's the New York Mets taking on the Miami Marlins. Well, Singy, as we come into this one, it's all about the sweep.
Yeah, and anytime there's a chance for the brooms to come out, the pressure is definitely on. We'll see if they can find a way to salvage at least one in this series.
Pitch coming your way next. Coming up on the first pitch and on the mound in this one, Yuri Perez having a pretty ridiculous season so far, Singy.
Yeah, you see there with the sub-2 ERA, very dependable guy, and he's been pretty much lights out so far this season. So, you know, when a guy like this takes the mound, Boog, I'm expecting to watch him get into a rhythm quickly and just move through a ball game. Sometimes you can see some big strikeouts. Other times it's hard to even know he's there because the innings go so quickly.
One down, base is empty. That's off the inside corner, and the count even 1-1. They say it went.
See if he can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading the count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you get hurt.
Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike.
Well, clearly not too happy with the call there. Thought he caught the top of the zone, and you could pretty much read his lips saying, that's not up.
Got him swinging.
Man, I really like the ability to bounce back right there after not getting the call. He probably should have gotten. He didn't let it affect his focus, and he came back with another good pitch to get him swinging.
And we're back, ready to go. Bottom 4. Now the number 2 hitter, Mason Wynn. Holmes back to work. And downstairs. That's down and in.
Right now, behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. No free passes. You can't allow that.
Right through there for a strike.
2-1.
On the ground to third, Fry. Throws across the diamond. Leadoff hitter retired in the 4th.
Now batting, third baseman, Connor.
So 2 away with nobody
Now
out.
batting,
Here's the catcher, Francisco Alvarez. Out to short, win. The throw to first. They don't come any quicker. 3 pitches for 3 outs, inning over. And the Mets go down 1-2-3. But they're on top 2-0. Welcome back as we take a look at how today's starting pitchers have fared so far.
Mason wins.
Holmes back to work. Tapped at the plate, but it's a foul ball.
You know, these Marlins just aren't putting great swings on the baseball in this one. They're trying to find ways to drive the ball with some authority, but it's just not happening for them so far. 0 extra base hits in the game, so it's been tough for them to get anything going.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Oh, this guy's been pretty much a non-factor so far this weekend. Very little in the way of impactful at-bats and quality at-bats, and let alone contact. That's the 6th time they've set him down on strikes in the series, so no doubt frustration.
Throws to first in time. So runner at second, 2 down. Ronnie Mauricio now. Tapped on the ground softly to short. Fires to first on the run. In time. Got him. They put 2 on the board with a couple of hits, no errors, and 1 left. Last half of the 8th coming up. It's the Mets 5 and the Marlins nothing. Now Mason Wynn 0 for 3 in this one. Sing, you talk about a guy that has all the skills. The range is really good, but the arm just stands out, and he makes all the plays.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
And because of that big power arm, he's able to play a little bit deeper, make throws from the outfield grass all the way across the diamond, and still get a pretty good runner. That's impressive.
Nobody out with a pair of runs across in the frame here in the last half of inning number 9. The shortstop takes the ball. That one fouled off. 2-2.
All season long, he's racked up a number of saves, and sometimes the adrenaline doesn't get high enough until there's a runner or 2 on base.
Swings and misses, struck him out. And your final score, 5-2. And the road team picks up the win.
you